Ralph Rick Ragnick, baby. Ralph Rick Ragnick. Whoa. Welcome to the Red Devil Talk. I am your host, man. Hope you guys having a wonderful Friday evening, man. And we've got lots to go over. Obviously there's a lot that's been happening. We're gonna be talking about obviously what happened in the Champions League. We're gonna have a variety of topics to cover tonight before we wrap it up. Obviously, we had the Champions League during the week. Some teams qualified, some teams didn't make it, and obviously mine did, or should I say mine did. Mine made it. Thanks to the coach that I was singing the name to right now. Obviously, there's a lot of news going out today. Obviously, there's news that Anthony Martial is looking to leave, and Sky Sports reported this themselves. He's looking to leave Manchester United in January, which is next month, obviously. There's also talk that Haaland will leave Dortmund this summer as well. Mino Raiola came out again and he stated that himself that his client may be making the move in the summer. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a huge summer. Especially this is gonna be a very awkward year in football history. This is the first time we're gonna have a World Cup in December. So there's gonna be a lot that's gonna be happening. Players are gonna try and move to teams where they can get into their national team squads, and obviously it's gonna be peak, man. It's gonna be very trafficked. Yeah, man. Starting off with the Champions League, obviously, before I move into the Premier League preview. Starting with the Champions League, obviously in the Champions League, Manchester United made it, Chelsea made it, Man City made it through, as well as you know, like we all made it, guys. We all made it through to the last 16, and big ups to all the Premier League is now the officially. No one can tell me this now. Premier League is the now officially the best league in the world. Consistently, we've been having teams qualify for the last 16. So, big ups to the Premier League, man, and no hate, no love. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, obviously, in the teams like AC Milan didn't make it through again. Chelsea had a last scare. So yeah, man, we're gonna. Besides the Champions League, I also wanna go into the Premier League. I was just gonna keep it um, very short with the Champions League because now we're just awaiting the draw now. Obviously, the first there's possibilities for the first teams that finish first are obviously they're more likely to face less lesser opponents, and teams that finish second have a high risk of facing off the best teams, in the Premier League. I mean, in the Champions League. But yeah, moving on. Premier League fixtures for the weekend. Brentford apparently drew with Watford today, obviously, or is it still on? I'm not sure, but Brentford 0, Watford 0 so far. If that game is still going on, I'm not sure because I left it. It was still 0-0. Obviously, the first game of Saturday, Man City versus Wolves. It's a 3-pointer for Man City. Wolves are not the team that they were last season. So I could see Man City obviously getting a win. They've been on a good run, a very solid run. They've been winning games. They've put together a winning run, and they pretty much look unstoppable. This is a Man City side that doesn't have a recognizable striker except for Gabriel Jesus. So and they've been awesome this season. Man City has just been unstoppable as well. It's like Pep Guardiola just keeps doing it, man. The team has a system, something we Manchester United are striving for. They have a system in place. The team plays proper football. Pep always gets his starting 11 right, and I just don't see them dropping points against Wolves as the first game tomorrow, because that's the first game tomorrow. It's Man City versus Wolves, and it's a 3-pointer for Man City. I mean, tell me otherwise if I'm wrong, but that's kind of obvious. The second game, is Arsenal versus Southampton. So I mean, Arsenal came back from like two straight defeats away from home. Manchester United gave them the first one. Credit to credit to McFred, and you know what I'm saying, and Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously, doing what he's doing most. And yeah, we slapped them 3-2. Obviously they lost to Everton, again, Everton were just, they were baying for blood. They were due for a win as well. So I mean, Arsenal just happened to be that team, unfortunately. There, Arsenal missed chances, so it could have been different. It's the same thing with us. They missed chances against us as well. So that game could have also ended differently as well. So I think Arsenal will go back to winning ways against Southampton. Yeah, man, like that's a 3-point for Arsenal. And yeah, I'm going for both Man City and Arsenal winning their respective fixtures tomorrow. Chelsea versus Leeds. Chelsea have been on a bad run so far. They lost the first spot in the Premier League. Well, yeah, like I mean, I think it's just a blip, man. Like it's not something that we're gonna see the entire season. So I see Chelsea bouncing back, obviously, and challenging. Obviously, they're gonna challenge or win. I said they're either winning the league or they challenging. They're gonna be very close, alongside Man City. So yeah, Chelsea versus Leeds. Leeds are Manchester United rivals. They've been doing, they've been hot and cold, and I feel like they've been worse than they were last season. So they're not as dangerous as they were last season, and Leeds haven't really pretty much changed. Everyone around them has went up a notch, and I think they've just remained the same. Is it due to quality of play, or is it due to just everyone just getting better? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think they don't have a chance there. I think it's a win for all the big boys in the first three fixtures. Tomorrow's gonna be late. It's a Saturday. Starts off with Man City at 12:30. Goes to us. Then it's Arsenal versus Southampton at 3 o'clock. Chelsea versus Leeds at 3 o'clock. And then the next game is also Liverpool versus Aston Villa at 3 o'clock as well. So there's 3 games at 3 o'clock tomorrow. So it's gonna be like a super Saturday sort of thing. So yeah, on to the next fixtures. Obviously, Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Oh, this is another one, man. This is gonna be personal. Steven Gerrard is the Aston Villa manager now. So I'm looking forward to this one. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be peak, man. I'm looking forward to this one. It's been sorry about that. Liverpool have been showing resistance, have been showing consistency under Klopp. Obviously, people will write them off, and it's due to their players leaving in January for the African Cup of Nations. The most top players like Salah, Mane, they're all leaving, and that's the two most important players. Salah has been on some other level. You know what I'm saying? Salah has been, no hate from a Manchester United fan, but he's been pretty much the best player in the Premier League this season. He's been unstoppable, man. And, to lose someone of that, caliber is always going to affect the team one way or another. It doesn't matter which team, it is. So, and they're losing money as well. So it's basically, but Liverpool, I feel like when you have a system in place, I feel like they can hang on for a bit, depending on how long Salah is gone for and how long Mane are going for. So if Mane obviously they reach like obviously the later stages of the African Cup of Nations, it's gonna be peak, man. Like I think Liverpool fans will be hoping that they'll be caught between they'll be caught in the middle because they would be wishing that both uh Egypt and Senegal don't get far in the African Cup of Nations because it's obvious that um that's gonna affect Liverpool one way or another. Yes, they got Jota, you know what I'm saying, to replace one of Salah or Mane. And they've got Origi and um and they've got the Leipzig player that they got recently. So is it enough cover? Is it good enough? Even though when those players come into the team, it won't destabilize the team. I feel like Liverpool will lose points. Will lose points in the January, but for now, I think they'll be picking up as many points as they can before these players leave. And Villa, unfortunately, are just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But this one is tricky, guys. Like I could say who's gonna win in the first three fixtures I just talked about, but I can't really say about the Liverpool versus Aston Villa. This is gonna be wild, man. Like it's gonna be goals, either goals galore. Steven Gerrard coming back to Anfield. It's it's gonna be rememberable. Obviously, let's see how the occasion holds. But I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm probably gonna watch it. As a Man United fan, I think that's the most look. I look forward to watching it personally because of that Liverpool coming back. An old legend coming back to the club for the first time, coaching another team, and yeah, man. And the final fixture of the evening, basically they saved the best for last, and it's Norwich versus Manchester United, man. What can I say? Norwich are trying. They got promoted. They've been doing okay, for their level. You know what I'm saying? They've been trying to hang in there. The Premier League is no joke. So obviously, these levels from moving from the Championship level of football to the Premier League elite side of football. So Manchester United, obviously, we've just got Ralph Rangnick, and you know we've improved. Like we've improved in terms of our style of play. The players know what they have to do. Our wing back, we've got wing backs that actually attack, something we didn't do under Solskjaer. Both Delo and Alex Tellers have been immense going forward for us. And yeah, like midweek we rested players for the Champions League. We drew with young boys. We got a result despite us playing virtually our academy players and giving the likes of Zidane Akhbal being the first. By the way, shout out to him. He's the first player that in history of the Asian, and I'd say he's the first Iraqian to ever play for Manchester United. You understand? So it was huge for him to come up there and make his appearance. So it's history in the making, man. And yeah, like Manchester United have been slowly on the up. It looks like the players are responding a lot more quicker than we thought to the manager's way of playing. So that's always a bonus in any capacity. And yeah, man, like I'm hoping if we pick the right team. I don't know which team we're gonna go with, but if we pick the right team, I think we should be able to sneak in up 3 points there, man. Like, it's time this club gets a couple of games under their belt. Um, Cristiano Ronaldo will be back in front. He was rested during the week. A lot of the players were rested during the week. So I expect fresh legs, fresh mindsets, and people ready to go and get it. Like we feel rejuvenated right now. We feel like a team again. So I think 3 points for us. Hopefully, I think it's just gonna be a 3-pointer for the big boys on tomorrow. So yeah, man. Like, oh, by the way, Watford scored. Watford are leading Brentford. Yeah, the game is obviously not over. I think when I left it, it was like it had just begun. So obviously now it's still playing. Watford has scored, so it's Watford 1, Brentford 0. Yeah, man. That's the Premier League for you. And obviously moving on to Sunday, um, the Tottenham game and the Brighton game have been postponed. I think it's either the weather or whatever it is. I don't know. But that's as far as I know. It has been postponed. It's the only game that's not taking place in the Premier League. Both those teams, I think, will replay their game later on another day. And then the second, now it's obviously going to be the first fixture of the day on Sunday at 2 o'clock. It's West Ham versus Burnley. Burnley and West Ham. West Ham have, personally as a Man United fan, I'm quite impressed by what West Ham have been doing. They've been David Moyes has like resurrected this team from absolutely nothing. Like what they're doing now with their style of play, their ingenuity, their resistance, and the fact that they don't give up. Like West Ham is a very hard team to play against, like on a genuine base. They're a very, very hard team to play against, yeah. But obviously, personally, from a Man United fan, I wish they draw. I want to get into that top four. You know what I'm saying? So, no offense to the West Ham fans, man. We want to win, man. We want to win. So, West Ham and Burnley. I'm hoping Burnley somehow, pull off an amazing result and get a draw or something. So that's what I think. That's what I hope for. I don't really think that they're gonna get a draw. I think West Ham might sneak, but they rested players, so I think they might actually get 3 points. If they can get 3 points, I'd really be. I'd start worrying, because at the end of the day, to get that top four spot, if you beat all the small teams in front of you, you don't have to beat all the big teams. If you beat all the small teams and get 3 points, you could end up in that top four race. So yeah, I think West Ham could win. Personally, they've been in good form. So yeah, and then Leicester versus Newcastle. Oh, the richest team. Newcastle, the richest team in the world. They've got the richest owners in the world, by the way. Bin Salman, the Saudi Arabian prince. Yeah, man, like Newcastle have been, I don't know, like they've got Eddie Howe as manager now. They haven't been performing well. I'd say, they had bad results in their past two games, and we'll see how it goes with them and Leicester. Leicester have been up and down this season. I don't know. I don't know if Brendan Rodgers has reached the ceiling, but Leicester's not Leicester. Like, I feel like if that's not the case, I think that everyone else just improved and Leicester just stayed the same. Like the same way I said with in terms of Wolves. You know what I'm saying? In terms of Wolves, when I said in the beginning of the show that it could be that, it has nothing to do with quality of the players they have. I feel like it's just other teams have improved. Teams in the Premier League have money. So, when other teams improve, you can't sit still. You can't afford to, because competition only gets tighter every year. And yeah, so Leicester versus Newcastle, I think Leicester will bounce back. During midweek, they got their result. And they rested some players. So I can see them getting a result against Newcastle. Have just been particularly bad. I think they'll scrape relegation on the last day or something like that. But I don't see them getting a result against Leicester City. So I'd say Leicester City wins. And then the final game of Sunday, man. Crystal Palace versus Everton. Everton coming back from an Arsenal win. Um, you know, that was like I didn't expect it. I thought Arsenal were gonna literally win that game, and Crystal Palace pulled a Maza. You know what I'm saying? So Crystal Palace and Everton. Crystal Palace is gonna. Crystal Palace have a good manager in Vieira, man. Like they're a very difficult team to beat and to play against. Like I think we struggled at Manchester United. We struggled against Crystal Palace. So Everton away. I mean, this could be a draw. This could be a draw because Everton also come back from like a morale boosting win against as Arsenal. So Crystal Palace are hungry for a result. So this could be like a clash. Both teams are not good defensively. They concede a lot of goals. Everton concede a lot of goals. Crystal Palace also concede a lot of goals, and they tend not to finish chances as well. So that's why I'm rooting for actually a draw here. I think this could more likely be a draw than a home win for Crystal Palace. So yeah, that's the final fixtures for like the weekend fixtures for the Premier League. Obviously, Brentford and Watford are currently playing. Watford is currently leading 1-0. And yeah, that's a much more needed win for Watford to get out of the relegation zone. So yeah, man. I guess I'm done. I'm done with the with the UEFA Champions League coverage. I'm also done rounding off the Premier League fixtures. And yeah, I guess we can go through the news now. Finally, my favorite part of the show, going through the latest football news. I'd say let me not be biased here. I'm gonna start with the big chance that Haaland will leave Dortmund this summer. I mean, it's quite obvious. Dortmund are in the Europa League this season. I don't think Haaland wants that. Um, so obviously Raiola is gonna try and push for the peace, man. He wants money, so he's gonna be looking for the team that gives that literally bids. I think his release clause is 70 million quid. So it's 70 million quid to get Haaland. He's got a release clause. So any team that bids for 70 million will get Haaland. But obviously, you know how football is. That's not how straightforward the deal will be. You obviously need to look at how much you're gonna make um, from agent fees. Raiola is gonna try and get as much money out of this as possible. So whichever team gets Haaland is the one that's gonna pay the most money. That's just how it works. That's football for you. Anthony Martial is looking to leave Manchester United in January. This is the news that was making a lot of noise since this morning. I saw 3, 4, 5 different sources talking about this on Manchester United news now. Unfortunately, with Martial, it just didn't work out. I'm not gonna lie to you. He had a few good seasons, and the others were just okay and inconsistent. Like I like the player, but I think his time at Man United just ran out. I felt like we ran through too many different managers, and he never gonna truly reach his potential. So he needs a move away. And obviously he's looking at the France World Cup squad as well. So that might be one of the reasons why he's moving. He wants to be part of the national team, the France national team that's going to the World Cup next year in December. So yeah, man, it's peak. Ragnick is more than happy with start. Club will decide his future. Come on. Like, I think this one is so vague. It's so vague. It could mean many things. I said personally, when we got this guy, I said that the best thing for us to do as a football club is to get this guy for the next 6 months. At the end of the season, we get someone like Ten Hag, you know, and we continue, like we follow up with the program, like we do something that we're supposed to be doing. So I'm like right now looking at these news, it's so conflicting. I can see this guy staying if he does so well. Like this club has no plan whatsoever. You know, And would it be a bad thing for him to stay on as manager and not move like up? Would he necessarily say it's a bad thing? No, I don't think so. Or if maybe if he stays for one more season, then it's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? But I think he should go upstairs. He should go into the consultancy role after the next 6 months, and then we get in someone like Ten Hag. Then I'll know that we actually back. I'll know that there's a plan behind what we're doing, and the structure of the club would have changed. And I think the other big news today, obviously, as I stated, Rodgers opens up on Leicester's defending. I stated that, like I said, that the game between Leicester and Crystal Palace. Yeah, I think it's gonna be against Newcastle. I said Leicester are bad in Leicester have been conceding too many goals this season. Their defense is worrying, and this is why they're not getting as many points as they should be getting. And he needs to sort that out. But there's not much happening in terms of footballing news, and it's pretty much. Oh, let's touch on the Spanish ones. The Spanish clubs. Apparently, the Spanish clubs approve a 1.7 billion CVC capital injection. Listen to this. Spanish clubs approved a 2 billion euro investment from private equity fund CVC Capital Partners. But Barcelona and Real Madrid are opting out. Why? Why? I think, this is gonna be peak, man. Like, we could be seeing a revival of a Super League happening again, because Perez has said that he wants to revisit this. You have to understand why they're doing what they're doing. Both Spanish clubs are in trouble. Real Madrid just built a stadium that's like virtually like just killed, their pockets. Virtually that just killed their pockets. So they're gonna look for a way to get out of that predicament. Same way as FC Barcelona. That's why they were pushing this whole Super League thing. It's because both clubs are in trouble financially. Both clubs can't compete with the English clubs at the moment. English clubs are just too powerful at the moment. So yeah, man, it's looking peak, man. But I don't know why they're against this. It's because that the deal means that the CVC get an 8.2% stake in a new company that will get revenues from La Liga broadcast. Come on, man. Come on. I knew this. It's all about greed. It's all about greed, because you have to understand both Barca and Real Madrid have their own deal in terms of broadcasting and sponsorship rights. Think about it. I could see why they would not want someone else coming in and then getting a piece of their pie. You know what I'm saying? But this is what's gonna make La Liga very competitive. Teams are actually gonna have money. They're gonna have money to spend. And unlike the Premier League, sorry about that. Unlike the Premier League, where it's the reason why the Premier League is more competitive is because a lot of teams can spend money, because of broadcasting rights are divided equally amongst clubs. There's no one who's getting more money than that, way too much money than the other. Whereas in Real Madrid and in the Spanish football, both Barcelona and Real Madrid get the whole chunk, and the rest of the La Liga teams share the last amounts of money. So they basically scribble for the last, where Real Madrid and Barcelona have the lion's share, which is unfair. You can't run a league like that. You know what I'm saying? So this is why obviously both of them have opposed that. It makes sense. I actually didn't even have to click into this, to be honest. I was like, okay. I didn't look for it. So yeah, let me confirm and round up before I leave. Let me confirm and round up the clubs that have qualified for the last 16 of the Champions League. Man City, PSG, Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, Ajax Amsterdam, Sporting, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, Benfica, Man United, Villarreal. And yeah, man, like we've made it. We made it. And yeah, man, it's a shame. Just to round up the show, it's a shame what happened to Barcelona, man. It happens to all of us. We know we've been there at Man United, so we know how it is. We were there last season. I was frustrated as hell. So it is what it is. Banter aside, hopefully Barcelona do come back, man. But yeah, man, as long as it's not my team, I'm just happy. I'm looking forward to the draw, and I'll obviously have a match reaction, or rather not a match reaction, a draw reaction to the Champions League last 16 draw. And yeah, to those who are in Europa, unlucky guys. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, thanks guys for joining me once again. This is actually the first Friday coverage, where I'm just where I talk about everything, because that's the new direction of the whole channel. It's not just to be a Man United channel, but it's to be like a footballing channel entirely. So I'll be covering European football. Whenever I have the chance, I'll catch up with the local football as well that we have here in South Africa. And yeah, man, but overall, hope you guys have a wonderful Friday evening and enjoy your weekend, man. Don't get too drunk. Don't do what I wouldn't do. And yeah, man, stay safe, guys. And till next time, make sure I am signing out.
Girl, have you ever lost your mind?